Shapes seem harmless. They're simple, familiar, everywhere around us. But some shapes hide secrets, psychological tricks, natural dangers, mathematical anomalies, and strange patterns that quietly influence how we behave. Today, you're going to see shapes the way you've never seen them before. Because once you understand them, you'll realize that some shapes should, absolutely, not be trusted. Let's begin. 10. The triangle, the sharp strategist. The triangle is the shape that looks friendly at first glance, clean, simple, ancient. But the truth is that triangles are aggressive. They create tension, conflict, and direction. Architects love triangles because they're structurally unbeatable. Artists use them to guide your eyes. Advertisers use them to control your attention. The triangle is always pointing, always aiming, always directing you somewhere, even when you don't notice. Its ability to create tension makes it one of the least trustworthy shapes. Give a triangle enough time, and it will stab its way to the center of whatever space you give it. It sharpens everything around it. That's why warning signs use triangles. They don't ask for your attention, they demand it. The triangle is a strategist, sharp, intentional, always with an agenda. 9. The perfect circle. The illusion of safety circles appear peaceful, soft, smooth, infinite, comforting. But that illusion is exactly why circles shouldn't be trusted. They have no beginning and no end, which makes them impossible to truly understand. A circle leads your eyes around forever, trapping your attention in an endless loop. Psychologists discovered that circles make people underestimate distances, misjudge speed, and trust objects they shouldn't. Designers use circles to make dangerous objects feel friendly. Social media apps use circles to feel soft, even when the content inside them isn't. Even weapons like shields used circular shapes to manipulate perception. The circle feels safe, but it gets inside your head without you realizing. That's the danger. 8. The spiral. The mind hacker spirals are hypnotic. They appear across nature, art, and ancient symbolism not by accident, but because spirals pull your attention inward. The deeper a spiral goes, the more your brain follows it. It's a shape that draws you in whether you want to follow it or not. The Fibonacci spiral appears in galaxies, hurricanes, seashells, flowers, DNA, and even the arrangement of your own hair follicles. Why? Because spirals guide growth. They multiply. They expand. And once you lock your gaze onto one, your brain automatically predicts its continuation. You become part of the pattern. The spiral's superpower is psychological gravitational pull. You're not looking at it, it's pulling you. 7. The star. The false hero stars look heroic, hopeful, and bright. They decorate awards, flags, badges, and everything meant to represent achievement or safety. But the truth is, a star shape is visually chaotic. Its sharp points fire your eyes outward. Its intersections create visual conflict. Its symmetry tricks you into thinking it's balanced, even when your brain is secretly working overtime to understand it. Stars overload your visual system. They make you believe something is important simply because the shape looks dramatic. That's why corporations use stars to sell anything from premium quality junk to 5-star nonsense. Stars manipulate your impression of value. The star acts like a hero, but it's really a distraction disguised as importance. 6. The hexagon. Nature's control freak. The hexagon is efficient to the point of being unnatural. It's the shape nature uses when it wants maximum control. Honeycombs, crystals, basalt columns, molecular structures. The hexagon is perfect at filling space without waste, stacking without gaps, and linking without weakness. Its power lies in its cold, almost mechanical efficiency. If the triangle is a strategist, the hexagon is the mastermind pulling the strings. Everything clicks together too perfectly, everything fits too conveniently. It's the shape that compresses, organizes, and confines everything inside a strict grid. You don't trust someone who is too perfect, so why trust a shape that is built on perfection? 5. The arrow. The master of manipulation. The arrow shape has one job: control your decisions. Road signs use arrows. Apps use arrows. Advertisers use arrows. Even your own body, your hands, your gait, your gestures naturally point like arrows when communicating. Arrows bypass logic and speak directly to instinct. When an arrow points somewhere, your eyes follow before your brain questions it. Its power is directional hypnosis. It hijacks choice. It tells your attention where to go, and most of the time, you obey without noticing. That's why arrows are everywhere in design. Once they appear, they become the dominant idea in the room. You don't trust someone who always tells you what to do. You shouldn't trust arrows either. 4. The cube, the deception of stability. A cube looks stable, strong, grounded. But the moment a cube appears in design or perspective drawing, it manipulates your perception of depth. Cubes trick the brain into seeing space that isn't there. They create fake rooms, fake shadows, fake dimensions. Cubes also hide. Open a cube, and it becomes a cross. Fold a cross, and it becomes a box. That transformation flat to 3D is exactly why illusions rely on cubes. They deceive with structure. A cube's power isn't physical stability, it's perceptual manipulation. It tricks your eyes into believing you understand the space you're looking at, even when you don't. 3. The pentagon. The shape that commands. There's a reason the shape is associated with government, military strategy, and power. The pentagon radiates authority. Its five-sided symmetry creates both order and unpredictability. Each side balances perfectly against the others, but none mirror each other exactly the way a square or triangle does. The pentagon keeps you slightly off balance, controlled but unsettled. It's a shape that holds power because it refuses to be fully predictable. Designers use pentagons to create seriousness, importance, and hierarchy. When a pentagon appears, it doesn't ask for respect, it expects it. You don't trust someone who always assumes they're in charge. The pentagon is that someone. 2. The crescent, the silent symbol. The crescent is mysterious because it's incomplete. It's the fragment of a shape, a circle that refuses to be whole. Cultures across the world use crescents to represent cycles, rebirth, decline, or hidden power. But psychologically, crescents trigger curiosity. Your brain tries to finish the curve, to imagine the full circle that isn't there. This creates a sense of quiet tension. The crescent suggests something is missing, something hidden, something deliberately incomplete. It doesn't reveal itself. It makes you fill in the missing pieces. The crescent's danger is subtle. It makes you imagine the rest of the story, even when the story doesn't exist. 1. The Mobius strip. The impossible shape. No shape is more deceptive than the Mobius strip. It looks simple, a loop with a twist. But run your finger along the surface, and you'll realize something unnatural. It has only one side. Inside becomes outside. Outside becomes inside. It's a shape that breaks your understanding of dimension without you noticing. Mathematicians call it a topological anomaly. Artists call it a paradox. But its real power is how effortlessly it violates reality. It folds space against itself. It challenges the idea of separation. It loops without direction. The Mobius strip doesn't just bend rules, it erases them. If there is any shape you should truly never trust, it's the one that pretends to be normal while quietly breaking the universe behind your back. Shapes aren't just outlines, they're forces. They guide your eyes, influence your emotions, trick your perceptions, and shape the world more deeply than you ever imagined. Now that you've seen the shapes you should never trust, the question is simple. Which shape surprised you the most, and why?